Testing. 1, 2. You are now tuned into. You're now rocking with the best, the realest, most interpersonal talk radio show on the planet. WSTSI. Fair and Talk.
Come on in, the Fair and Talk Show Radio, let's go. Love, life, and music, this is how we do it. Your host, she's the truest to help you get through it. Got the jams on the 1s and 2s, sis smooth Hollywood, and it's just how we do. You love them and they should love you too, but if they don't, call me up, cause you know I keep it tucked. Come on in. Welcome to Fair and Talk Radio. I am your host, Fat Hollywood, and today we're not doing a radio broadcast. I'm actually replying to a follower that posed a question during one of my live videos. No, I did not forget about you, honey. I know you like, well, dang, she ain't even respond to my shit. I responded, and I'm going to explain this. I want y'all to get this. For me, this ain't about likes and views and all of that good stuff. For me, this is more of actually giving people information that they can use. So I could have just put in the comments right then, hell yeah, or no, or whatever, I felt the correct answer for that was. But instead, I spent this time, because I believe that was last week, researching. So I pulled at least from 3 or 4 different sources, so that you can't just say, well, Farron said, nah, Fat Hollywood ain't, but I know y'all come here for Farron said. I know that. I'm going to give you Farron said, but I'm also going to give you some things to counterbalance that so that you can make the best decision for you. All right? So I'm not certain. I have not asked her whether or not to dispel her name or not. So a follower, she's going to be the follower. The follower posed a question asking whether or not a sexless marriage is grounds for divorce. And I know a lot of people in the comments. First of all, I want to say this too. My show is not a platform for you to be funny, for you to come on here and try and bash anyone. You're going to get blocked and deleted quicker than you was. The same way that you got here, you can be gone. That's not what we here for, all right? This is for us to uplift and help each other, all right? So in church, we call it testimony. So in church, the Bible says that we all overcome by our testimony. So one person standing up saying that they had this issue, it might be 3, 4 other people sitting in the congregation going through the same thing, So the point, again, is to help each other. And again, no bashing or ignorant BS will be tolerated at all. Find somebody else's channel to do that on. So the question posed was, in a sexless marriage, is that grounds for divorce or not? Remember to be respectful in your comments. I know that immediately on the top of my brain when I read it, I'm like, girl, you don't get the hell on. But you have to remember there's a lot of factors here. I'm pretty sure everyone watching this immediately said, girl, leave, but there's a lot of things that you have to consider here. Children, how long they've been together. A marriage is a religious agreement that you've made to God. And religiously, you have to kind of make sure you are all right with God when you're doing things. Well, not kind of. You always have to make sure that you're doing things that align with Him. We can do what we want to do, but there's consequences to that. If you're doing what He wants you to do, you have covering and grace and protection when you go down that path His way. So, I'm going to turn this up real quick. I'm going to answer her question, but I'm going to answer her question last. Okay? You guys hop in the comments, leave whatever opinions you have, if you've experienced this or not. All right, so I'm going to read this real quick. Let me turn Eve back down. I had to turn it up, y'all. Come on. 80s babies. She ripped that. And I actually had forgotten about that song until I came with this playlist real quick for y'all. Yeah, listen to this music in the background because we got love. We talk about real life and, of course, music. All of my favorite things. But according to the New York Times, men and women who are married have sex an average of 58 times a year. See, where I had a problem at when I read that was it's 365 days in a year. If the average married person is having sex 58 times a year, that's not even half. Where do they get these numbers from? So do they just call y'all like, oh, okay, you got a marriage license? So they just like, okay, we finna call Bill and Sarah. We got their marriage license on deck. Bill, Sarah, how many times y'all having sex a week? Like, how does this work? How do they know this stuff? Like, I think that's crazy, bro. But, we got to get into this. I might have to replay this. Y'all don't know nothing about this right here. But 58 times a year is, I don't want to get married then. Oh my gosh. I remember a certain someone that I was with. I don't even need to say their name. Baby! Okay. 4 o'clock in the morning, well, 4:30 in the morning, you waking up to go to work. And we straight doing, how do y'all do this? I met a person, so, okay, that's before he go to work. Sometimes on his lunch break, when he would leave me his car, I would drive to the job on his lunch break. And, baby, I bought lunch and dessert. Like, what are y'all doing? I don't want to be married then. If this is how this really goes. And the numbers are so staggering, it will make you feel like what? Like I said, where did they get these numbers from? Are they making these numbers up? Because it can't be possible. Is this possible? If you're married, I need to know this right now. Get in the comments right now. I need to know. Because, what? Sex keeps you happy, it keeps you healthy, it keeps you fit, exuberant, your skin is great. Like, I don't understand. And I know people gonna say, oh, we be working. Nigga, you be working when you dating too. Like, I don't get it. I don't know. But anyway, let's just finish reading this. That's just, woo! Okay. And just more than once a week. These statistics, of course, are varied. People under 30 have sex about 111 times a year. That's still, though, it's like, that's not even half. If there's 365 days, do y'all not understand what I'm trying to say? Like, because you got time in the morning before he go to work. When he come home from work, when he fresh out the shower, then you give him his plate for dinner. You take a shower, you done put the kids to bed. Now you go to bed. That's another time. And then when he wake up to go pee, 2 o'clock in the morning, they go another time. I don't know, bro. I need answers. Kids and all. Bitch, I had twins. So, like, I get it, but I don't get it at all. So, I'm gonna keep reading. Whew. And it is estimated that about 15% of married couples have not had sex with their spouse in the last 6 months to a year. This is from the New York Times. It's called either alienation of affection or constructive abandonment. If a spouse is withholding sex or using it as a weapon, this is immediate grounds for divorce. Marriage, as set forth in legal precedent, implies that there will be sex to withhold. This is considered a divorceable offense. So says the New York Times. Again, that's from New York Times. That's not from Farron. Well, Fat Hollywood, Lord. And be dropping my government. So that's enough of them. Bet y'all don't remember this joint I got playing in the background right now. Ooh. If anybody, alright, boom. I would say we do a cash giveaway, but it's Christmas time and I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. We ain't got no cash to give away. Not that we ain't got cash, baby. We just ain't got cash to give away, okay? Not around Christmas time, we don't. Surely don't. I know she's heard it all before, but she was... If you can drop the name of the artist, who this is, and the name of the song. Okay, so you know I have to bring y'all the spiritual aspect because marriage, again, is a spiritual covenant, an agreement that you make with God and this person till death do you part. See? So, when I read, I'm sitting on a leather chair and my thighs are just sticking to the chair. But immediately when I read her comment, I automatically thought of this scripture. I didn't have to Google anything. It just automatically, boop. 1 Corinthians, the 7th chapter. I'm going to start at the first verse. And I'm going to run through this pretty quick. Now, for the matters you wrote about, it is good for a man not to marry. But since there is so much immorality, meaning fornication, having sex without marriage, which is a sin, he's saying it's good that you don't marry. But since y'all fucking and running around here anyway, go ahead and get married. So that you don't burn in the lake of fire, baby. But anyway, each man should have his own wife and each woman her own husband. The key thing here, though, is that second verse. Again, I am in 1 Corinthians, the 7th chapter. The second verse says, but since there is so much immorality, each man should have his own wife and each woman should have her own husband. So what he's saying is to get married because of sex. You're not even allowed to have sex unless you're married. So what he's saying is y'all running around having sex with people that you're not married to, and that is a sin, a big sin towards God. So to get married so that you can do what? Have sex legally without getting in trouble with God. I'm going somewhere here with this. So if the point of you doing that is to be able to have sex, and you in a marriage where you ain't having sex, come on somebody. Oh God, we gonna go somewhere. And we gonna get there. While we play these hot jams. With my fro. But I'm gonna keep reading. La 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 la. I know I'm a lot, y'all. But you got to, keep it a little humorous too. But it says, The wife's body, and I'm reading again, 1 Corinthians, the 7th chapter and the 4th verse. The wife's body does not belong to her alone, but also to her husband. In the same way, the husband's body does not belong to him alone, but also to his wife. Do not deprive each other. It literally says that. I'm not paraphrasing anything. Do not deprive each other except by mutual consent and for a time, so that you may devote yourselves to prayer. So, what that is saying is this. For one, you both need to be in agreement. This is where she said yeah and he said yeah. Hold on. So, basically, it's saying this. When you fast and pray, if you both are in agreement to also abstain from sex during that time that you're fasting and praying, that is acceptable by God. That is okay. He says that you should be having lots and lots of sex. That's one of the points in getting married. Is to legally, with God, be okay in the sense of having sex. Soul mate. Souls mating. Okay? So, but it literally says in verse 5, do not deprive each other, except you both are mutually in agreement during prayer and fasting. And it says for a time. Only for a set time. So we gonna fast and pray. Y'all may have a child that's sick right now, or a kid that's going off to college, and you want to fast and pray for their safety or whatever y'all got going on, and you both agree to doing this. Which reminds me of the episode of Martin. Y'all remember that episode of Martin with him and Gina, where they made the bet to see who could break first? That was a good one. Shout out to Martin Lawrence, because actually my whole idea for doing a radio thing and the brick wall in the back, like all of this that you're seeing, I got from Martin Lawrence, from the show Martin. What up? What's up? What's up? Martin. That's where this comes from watching Martin as a kid. Yeah. But it says, then come together again, so that Satan will not tempt you because of your lack of self-control. So, again, I was reading 1 Corinthians, the 7th chapter, the 1st verse through the 5th verse. Essentially, and we all understand that there's various reasons why people may stop having sex. There weren't any details given to me other than the question posed, which was, if in a sexless marriage, is that, do I believe it's grounds for a divorce? And I mean, marriage, I'm such a believer of Christ and his word that for me, I don't think that it's just that cut and dry to where you can just say, oh, well, you ain't getting no sex, so you better leave. Like, but I definitely think that there's some things that need to happen there. And after these things happen, then divorce may be on the table. And again, I don't have a lot of details. She simply asked the question. So I don't know how long they've been married, which I don't believe matters. Not in this situation. I don't think, I wouldn't care if y'all been together 15 years, 20 years, or 5 years. This leather chair and my big old booty. Jesus, we're going to have to figure it out, Lord. Father. But I want to, before I get more in depth into my opinion and go ahead and close out, I want to stop for a minute and go to this clip. This clip is an interview that I did with someone about the question posed. So I basically just asked someone their opinion, and this someone is a male. I wanted to get a man's opinion on this, and he is married. Okay, so this is a married man's opinion on the sexless marriage topic that we have today. Again, these fine tunes that you were listening to were coming directly live in full effect in your ear from Fat Hollywood, and this is Fair and Talk Radio. If you yourself have any love-related questions or comments or just things you want to talk about, hit me up, hit my inbox on all social media platforms, either under Fat Hollywood or Fair and Talk Radio. But we're going to go ahead and get into this clip. And I want to say this as well. Thank you so much for your time, to the person that took the time to do the interview for me. And I honestly have to say, I was really shocked with his response to this. Again, he is married and he is male. So I try to give you lots of elements, so you can't just say, well, I'm a girl, or I'm young, or I believe this. No, I gave you legal, God, male, and me. So at the end of all of those things, it's hopefully to set you up to make a healthier, better decision for yourself, and to bring some sort of ease to your heart regarding the situation. But without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into this clip, and I'll be back with more music and me. Alright, so the question posed was, in a sexless marriage, if you're married, she didn't state how long she had been married, but is this grounds for divorce? Do you believe that this is something that's just, it's unacceptable, it's intolerable, you got to go, I'm out of here? What you think?
In my opinion, you have to, how can I say this? You have to have reasoning. You understand? It can be a physical reason. Mm-hmm. It can be a mental reason. You know, it's not, a relationship shouldn't be built on sex. You understand? Now, also you have to look at, with men have issues that women don't have. You understand? As far as with health and age, you understand?
Yeah,
sometimes the soldier don't want to work when you wanted to or when they wanted to. You understand? When you're in a marriage.
That's what I was leaning towards too, that maybe there's something going on there and his pride won't allow him to talk to her about it. Okay.
Exactly. Now, if he's going out cheating or messing around with someone else, then that's ground for divorce.
Yeah.
Now, if he physically can't get it up, you understand, then he should go to a doctor, see, if there's anything that, would help that situation. If not, he has to talk with his woman, you understand, and see if there's things that they can do to get that satisfaction level.
Yeah, because you obviously got married for a reason, right? You know what I'm saying? You didn't marry this person because she made you. I mean, some people probably do, but I doubt that's the reason. You married her because at once upon a time you guys were in love. And if it's a situation where the love is dying, the communication isn't there, there is resources, there's therapy. Again, if it's a physical health issue, there's also therapy and medical help for those types of situations too. I think from the tone of how she asked the question, he just ain't sleeping with her. But again, we don't know why. So she just left the question very vague. And so that's really all I have to go on. She just said, if you're in a marriage without sex, can you divorce that person? Do you think it's grounds for divorce? That's a tough question, you know, because you've put so many years in, you've put so much time in, you don't want to just, you know, but at the same time, for a person to not touch you. I think for a woman, it's more of the emotional, mental part to it too. I know you said earlier about not building a marriage upon sex, but for a woman, I don't think it's that. It's like in her mind, the way she see it, the way I would see it is, why doesn't he like me anymore? Why doesn't he want me? Not even so much because I'm fat or I done gained weight or nothing like that, but your desire for me, your heart. She's connecting the sexual part to the heart, and saying that that he doesn't no longer desire her. Which again, whether it's physical, emotional, he cheating. The bottom line is, I think the top tier answer is therapy, marriage counseling. Yeah. So no matter whether it's medical, mental, no communication, he just tired of her, he don't want to be with her no more. Therapy is key, whether it's with a pastor, an elder in the families. They need therapy. It's just it's what I would think conclusively. But go ahead and sum that up one more again. What you got to say to the young lady?
In my opinion, I would go for therapy. You know, I don't think that a sexless relationship should lead to a divorce. You understand? Unless that significant other is stepping outside of your marriage, then there's no coming back from that. But you know, try to talk to him. You know, talk with a therapist. Try to figure out what's the issue. If it's a physical issue, is it a mental issue? You understand? Mm-hmm. You know, sometimes people fall out of love. You have to see if that's a reason. You understand? Sometimes some couples need a little space from each other.
Yeah.
You understand? Not meaning stepping outside the marriage. You know, but I don't think that's grounds for divorce.
Okay.
In my opinion.
I appreciate it. That I really got a lot that I was not expecting. That was great, man. Thank you. I appreciate your time.
You're welcome.
All righty. Have a good one.
That's right. Love hard or get the fuck out. Okay? You hear me? I'm telling you right now. If you're in a relationship, all you should be doing is fucking and going places. That's all you should be doing. Having sex and traveling. Fucking and going places. You should be coming and going. That's all you should be doing. Okay? People say, oh, relationships are tough. No, they're not. They're only tough when one person's working on it. That's right. 2 people can move a couch real easy. One person can't move it at all.
Okay, so again, like I said, I wasn't really expecting that. He said no, that you should not get a divorce, but that counseling and stuff is key. And that's where I was going before we went to the clip, is that there are some things that need to be discussed. Pretty sure you already understand that you love him, and you would hope that this person loves you in return, and so that you guys can just one day randomly go get married just because, oh, I hate this motherfucker, so I'm gonna go marry them. No, at some point you loved each other. And I think the main thing here is to, one, just get to the source of it. It could be a medical thing. It could be that he cheating. You know, I have someone very close in my life that I know went through this same thing. And as I was telling the guy in the interview, for a woman, for the men that may not understand, this is an emotional thing. This is not her just wanting to physically be power driven, you know what I'm saying? And it is, but it isn't. It's more of a, well, if he liked me, he would touch me. If he loved me still, he would kiss me. You know what I'm saying? So for her, it's the physical aspect, and then she's sitting there like, well, hell, if you don't love me no more, player, you don't want to be with me, you don't think I'm sexy, I done had all these churn from you, and I know I don't look the same. What the hell did you expect? And if you want me to get back in shape, well, let's go to the gym together. Let's laugh and talk on the way to the gym together. Let's work out together. Encourage me. How about you cook dinner or order dinner tonight? Instead of me making macaroni and hog maws and chitlins and all that good stuff again tonight and some cornbread. I don't know, you know. But I think that there is a huge lack of communication going on here. And I feel from the tone of how the question was posed, that this is a situation where he just, man, go head on. You know, I don't feel like being bothered, with an attitude type of thing. And that there is no communication or her being able to express how she feels about what's going on. A lot of times people assume because you are female that you are equipped with the ability to express your feelings. I'm one of them. I struggle, you know, so just because she's a girl, it does not mean that she can express her feelings. It can also not be, you know, there's many factors. But in conclusion, I definitely think that the two of you guys, if you do go to church, holla at your pastor. The Bible tells us in the book of James that when we are going through something, if we're sick, in need of whatever we're going through, to seek the help of the elders in the church. If you're not a religious or spiritual person, but if you're on my channel, you probably are, more than likely, to get counseling or therapy. I know money tight right now. Money tight with everybody, baby. I got 4 kids. I'm by myself and trying to start a business and do all of this on my own. And it takes money to make money. It's Christmas. I get it. But putting $20 aside every month in the cookie jar, that's our therapy fund. What you have to do in marriage is this. You both have to say to yourselves, is this worth us? Nothing is going to be... Remember the movie Temptations? Ain't no one man bigger than the group. Your pride ain't bigger than the group. You not being able to communicate effectively ain't bigger than the group. Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis. So, and I'm not saying you haven't, sit down and talk to this Negro. Whether he listening to you, or whether he's interacting in the conversation actively with you or not, because I know how they get. I know how it go. He hear you. Just as sure as God put them 2 ears on the side of his head, unless he's deaf, he hear you. And you let him know what it is. But without all of the, listen, I love you. I care about you, etc., etc. But this, I cannot do anymore. You can be firm without being aggressive. And pose what you believe, because you know him better than us, would be the better solution for him. Don't do family. I'm going to tell you that now. Don't, I'm going to get his mama to... don't do it. Don't do it. An outside third party. Even if it's not your personal pastor, a pastor at another church that don't know your business. A therapist, counselor, something. And again, if there is a medical issue going on and it's his pride, tell him, remind him, I'm your partner, man. We on the same team. I'm not your op. We're on the same team. Your issue, my issue. So in conclusion, no, I don't think that you should divorce him. Unless you know for a fact that he's stepping out. Now, if he's cheating on you, you already know how I feel about that. Leave his ass, girl. Leave him. Leave him today. Right now. If this is a situation where you see and you already know that he's dealing with someone else and he's sleeping with somebody else and that's why he ain't sleeping with you, girl, pack your shit yesterday. Bye. Video over.
Thanks for tuning into My Mommy's Right.